you just said, you're teaching college kids. If only there was a place where they could be taught. College kids.
Yeah.
It's so like, come on. What is going on in the school system where they're not teaching financial literacy? It's insane.
It is wild. And now college players are getting paid. It's exciting, but it's about to get worse.
Yeah, because now they're getting money even younger,
you get money
even
younger.
earlier.
Easy to
with
take
less
advantage
knowledge.
of them.
Right.
They're going to be surrounded by people that just want to suck them dry.
So if you think about it now, NIL deals, just look at SMU instead, like the school that I got fortunate to play at.
Yeah.
SMU instead is players are getting paid right now minimum. Even if you're on the bench, you make $36,000 a year, minimum.
Wow.
For football and basketball.
In college?
In college, right now.
Wow.
What?
That's not
a stat
including
right
your
there.
other deals. So if you're a quarterback, that's just your base salary. It's not including your other NIL deals you're gonna get.
Right.
Holy shit.
So you think that's crazy? Look at Archie Manning, the #1 quarterback going to Texas.
Yep.
They're saying his NIL deal is gonna be $10 million his freshman year. This man's gonna be making more money than most pro quarterbacks.
Dude,
in his
imagine that
freshman
guy's
year.
life in college.
It's insane, but
Crazy.
again,
Imagine that kid's
It's
life in
easy to
college
see
making
how
$10
they-
million
right,
in a
10
dorm.
million. But why would you need a dorm?
He's gonna have to have security outside his
has
fucking
to.
dorm door.
Why you need a dorm though? If you have a $10 million, coach, come on, man, let me go get a man.
You're not getting a dorm.
What,
You're gonna
like-
be in college living in a mansion.
in a mansion.
It's a little
Comfortable.
easier to understand how these people lose their money.
Right.
Because
100%.
when it comes so easy,
Right.
I bet you spend it so much easier.
Because you're thinking all the things you're gonna get, but you're not considering all the things that come with the tax. So if you're thinking about I'm buying a home, you thinking, all right, I bought the home, it's mine. But people forget about the property tax, the insurance, all the stuff that just keeps going.
Oh, it's a cost. Having a house is a cost, even if you pay it off.
Biggest liability in the world.
So it's still going, but it's just the basics of just saying, hey, let's just, whether it's partnerships, there's other ways we can, make this better for yourself.
Yep.
But then trying to get them right in the right individual. So my goal now is to facilitate, is to become that facilitator for those guys. Because as college players, usually getting paid right now, it's exciting, but at the same time, if you don't know where to put your money,
Oh, it's dangerous.
it's dangerous. So you're gonna just buy stuff that you're always wanting to buy anyways, your favorite shoes, your favorite, video games, things you don't really need. And eventually they're gonna say, I didn't need all that,
Yeah.
but I bought it because I didn't know what else to do with it.
Yeah.
So you have multiple angles of what
Right.
you're doing. Talk about financial literacy. You also talk about taxes and
Right.
saving money on that. You work with a law firm, legal company. So give me like your full sphere. What is it? What is it all? What
Right.
what
so
exactly?
we literally, you almost would say like we're a one-stop shop. Most people consider a concierge service for business owners and for athletes, business owners, and everyday individual. And here's why that's so important. Most athletes are eventually going to become business owners at some point. Most athletes want to do business.
Yep.
Most business owners love athletes because they were at one point either athletes themselves too,
Right.
Or it just aspire, just love their drive as athletes. So there's an inspiration in both parties, correct? So now it's like, how do you let them come together to feed off each other? If you look at Emmitt Smith, you look at his upbringing in terms of being, after playing and getting into real estate, he had to count on somebody else like Roger Staubach, who is killing in real estate.
Big in
to
real
say,
estate.
hey, I'm done playing. How
Roger
do I
Dodger.
get my, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So this is life after sports.
Yeah.
So how do I, connect with somebody like yourself who's in real estate? How do I connect with somebody like yourself who's in solar to give them that extra edge to say, hey, I don't have all the information.
But I
I'm
can
just going to be the guy.
facilitate it.
I can
Right.
facilitate it for you because there's a bunch of BS out there, and I just want to facilitate it for you because it makes it a lot more efficient. So we move together as a team. So it's never ending. Because it never ended because every year our things are changing. Players now have to think about how to brand themselves. I never thought about branding myself in college.
Right.
Now in college it's about, hey, the more followers I get, the better sponsorship I can get.
The more sex I have.
College.
Don't fluff it. You know what
Right.
it is. The more followers, the more sex I have in college.
So it's getting insane. So everything now has to be different for athletes because they got to start thinking as a college player, as a business owner. What deals am I going to take? What deals am I not going to take? You got to start thinking about at the end of the year, I got to pay taxes. I never thought about paying taxes my freshman year in college. All I want to do is go out and have a good time.
Literally, it's like as soon as you become an athlete in college, you are a business owner.
You're a business
You don't even you don't have to own anything. You are the
You
business.
have a
and-
brand to
You know what I
protect,
mean?
grow.
Immediately.
So
which is insane.
It is insane. No, but it's going to get, here's the crazy part. It's going to even go scarier. here's why it's going to get scarier. It's going to get scarier because what happens when high school players start getting paid?
Oh
Even
my
lower when it
God.
keeps going down. So
Could
do
you
you
imagine?
think,
It will happen.
Could you imagine?
It's not could imagine, it's coming.
what's the percentage of
Yeah.
that? Well, give me out of 100%, what's the percentage's chance of high school athletes getting paid in the next decade, next 20 years?
I would say 80-something% right now.
Really?
100%. Why? It's already happening in certain schools. I gotta verify. I'm looking at my thing to verify where it is, because not in Texas yet. But other states have already implemented, like I think California is the first.
High school players.
High school players.
I'm
Here's
sorry.
why.
You said 80% of them are going to be getting paid?
No. I said give me a percentage chance out of 20 in the next 20 years.
Okay. It's
You
gonna
said there's a
And I-
80% chance.
Well, to add to that,
4 to 5.
how many of them will be getting paid?
Well, you gotta look
Because
at
they got to
it.
be high level. Sorry.
Yeah, they gotta be high level. I'm sorry to even
Yeah.
interrupt on that, but if you think of like LeBron James' son,
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah.
right? He's still in high school.
Yep.
He's still got a kid that's younger than
Yeah, Bryce.
Right, Bryce.
Bryce, and what's
He's
the other
still
one?
coming up.
Yeah.
So now you gotta start thinking about, like, imagine LeBron, there's phenoms like Kobe Bryant that came out of high school, LeBron James that came out of high school, Kevin Garnett, those guys then, like, they're now superstars. So most
Yeah.
companies are thinking, why don't we just go all the way to high school?
Yeah.
Well, what's the
Go
difference?
earlier and earlier and earlier.
Earlier and
Do you
earlier
think
and
that's a
earlier.
good thing or a bad thing?
It's both. It's bad because it's good and bad because I'm not gonna shy the player of getting paid. If you get to the place where you are bringing that much business, you deserve that, right? But also too, the challenge is educating them on what to do with it.
Yeah.
Because it's one thing to give it to somebody if you're gonna get it back. If they don't know what to do with it,
See, the weird thing is, though, in high school is like colleges make money off these
Right.
athletes. They pay to go to the school. They got a scholarship, whatever. High school guys are going to a public school. You know
they
what
go
I mean?
to public school, but you also have guys that are bringing in. It's gonna start evolving, you know.
Yeah.
The game is. We never thought college players would get paid, and it's
Yeah.
so funny that SMU was the one that started.
Was it really?
Yeah, no, well, you gotta remember SMU got the death penalty for paying players back in the day.
What?
Yeah. If you
What's
ever
that story?
So I can't wait for you guys to do, check in the story.
Yeah,
on
now I
that.
gotta research
You gotta
this
really
story.
do the story now. So SMU, back in the day, now all colleges were doing this. This is on 30 for 30 on ESPN. This is a documentary.
It is.
This is a real story that actually. So Eric Dickerson, some of those players were saying that some of these guys made more money in college than they did in the NFL.
Oh my God.
So this is not like, so now it's legal. We were going overboard with it
Yeah.
in Texas. They were just giving guys cars, salary, just insane. These guys were living.
You said Eric Dickerson talked about this?
but
He's on the 30 for 30?
It's on the 30 for 30.
That's wild.
Yeah,
bro.
it's not my story. Go watch it. Go
That
watch
is
your
wild.
own deal, and it would all make sense. But this is reality of what because you have, like I said, brands are thinking futuristic. How do I get a guy like like I said, LeBron's kids? Look at the Melos.
Yeah.
Well, he came up, right? Who nobody thought he was gonna. So imagine being a brand that could have been attached to that so early,
Right.
And then watch it blow up. So these guys are thinking like, how do we start getting closer? Nike, how do I start getting guys like this, wearing my shoes?
Yep.
AAUs, how do I get the number one player?
Yeah.
Because if he's the number one player, chances are he's gonna be the number one draft pick.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's been happening for a while now.
Right. So they
you
look
go
at
after
them-
high school guys. High
Right.
school guys, kids in 6th grade having 10 D1 offers. Like,
Exactly. So
That's
What?
insane.
Exactly. So what do I got to do to get you the best deals? So if I'm getting you a deal, why not? Your senior year, that's probably when most players are going to start seeing the most amount of money because at that point they're one step away from college.
Now let me ask you, so what I'm thinking, your competitor really is, and do you think this will ever happen? The colleges themselves, for these athletes, now that they see they're getting paid, they make it a division, not the college itself. I'm talking about the football, the basketball division. Do you see, just like to have a strength coach? Do you think they'll eventually get into now having a wealth coach or at least a financial advisor for the team themselves? Do you think that's ever going to happen, or?
That's a good question. And, this podcast, it's going to get us in some serious issues because of,
You can't answer that question?
because of sponsorships, right?
Yeah.
And again, it's just, when I start understanding how money works,
Yeah.
everything started making sense to me.
Yeah.
Right? If I go on campus and I see, posters about the banks, right? And then I understand how banks work.
Yeah, I like what you said about
And then I
this.
start asking myself, why would they want to cut their own money? Would you?
Right.
So what the school is saying is, hey, the school wouldn't take the liability of trying to keep control of that because it almost felt like a monopoly.
Yeah.
What they're saying is we're gonna put people in front of you so we can give you the option to make that decision. Because if they take that responsibility, that means they're saying that if you have a tax problem, then we are liable for that.
Right.